Evan Hansen, one of the only good things to come out of 2017. Hey guys, Eggy YT here, and today we are going to be talking about Dear Evan Hansen, one of the best musicals currently that has been on Broadway and off of Broadway. So we are going to be counting down each of its songs. So if you have not heard Dear Evan Hansen, have not heard its album, its soundtrack, or you don't know anything about it, then I suggest you go do that before coming back to this video. I don't know why you would have clicked on this video if you know nothing about Dear Evan Hansen, but that's my point. So go listen to that. It is great. It has it's very emotional, and it's good. It deals with topics and dark, hard topics that are hard to deal with in a musical, but it does it very well. So I guess we can go ahead and start counting down. I'm not going to be like playing the songs or anything for reasons. So yeah, we'll go ahead and start with, there are 14 songs. These songs are, oh, I think they're on the back of this. These songs are, Anybody Have a Map, Waving Through a Window, For Forever, Sincerely Me, Requiem, If I Could Tell Her, Disappear, You Will Be Found, To Break on a Glove, Only Us, Good For You, Words Fail, So Big and So Small, and also the finale, which I am counting on the list, but they did not put on the back of the vocal selections. So number 14, I'm putting as the finale. So this isn't one of those musicals that has like a big finale at the end. It's kind of lame. I feel like the ending is really, it's just parts of For Forever with him talking a little bit. There's not a whole lot to it. So it's not like a real like showpiece, but it's alright. I mean, it's alright. Other than 14, so now 13 to 1. I love all of these songs. It was very hard to put them in order, but we're going to be doing that because it's cool. So 13, Requiem. Yeah, number 13 is Requiem. So for a refresher, this is when like Connor's family is singing about how they want to be sad, but they can't be sad, but they want to be sad. It makes you feel so sad, but it's not super, I don't know, there's not like a message that's that good, because pretty much the entire song is singing about how they want to be sad about a person who just died, but they can't be. So it's not a great message, and there's not, I mean, it doesn't have the most emotion out of any song on the album. It certainly doesn't have the most, so yeah. Then I'm gonna do Only Us. I've never been a huge fan of like the couple songs, the songs, you know, it's like, oh, love, yay. But it's extremely satisfying because for the entire musical, it's working towards having a relationship, and then he finally gets it, and you're just like, yes. Great. Alright, number 11 is The House Felt So Big, and I Felt So Small. So this is another one of Pasek and Paul's, like, more, like, it's got, like, some guitar in it, and it's just, like, it's so sad. It takes your heart out, and then it squeezes it, rips it up in little pieces, and then drops it in front of you, and then just kind of walks away. Other than the finale. It's the last song in the musical, and it's just, like, it leaves you on that note where you're just, like, and then number 10, so that was So Big, So Small. That was when she was thinking about the dad leaving. Oh, I can't. Number 10 was To Break in a Glove, which I feel like isn't that important to the story. Like, a lot of musicals have that self-centered song is what I call them, when it goes into something and then just kind of leaves it. In Honk, there's this musical called Honk about the ugly duckling. There's a song called A Wild Goose Chase, which ironically enough is like a wild goose chase. He meets these geese, he tells them that he's trying to find his way back home, they promise to help him, and it's like a big musical number, and then they fly off, and then they get shot down. So, really, there was literally no reason for that song to ever take place, because it's like a self-centered type of 6-minute thing. That's what I think about To Break in a Glove, because he just kind of meets the dad, he's like, hey, that's a cool glove, and then the glove really plays no importance in the entire of the musical. What I do really love about the song is its message, because, like, really what the song is teaching you to do is how to break in a glove, but the entire chorus is, it just takes a little patience, it takes a little time, a little perseverance, and a little uphill climb. You might not think it's worth it. You might begin to doubt, but you can't take any shortcuts. You gotta stick it out, cause it's the hard way, but it's the right way. The right way. To break in a glove. But if you take away to break in a glove, it's just saying, like, the unique and hard way is the right way. And it's just, like, inspiring. So, after to break in a glove, number 9, I put Words Fail. This is an amazing song because it's the most realistic, and it's not the most emotional song, but Evan has the most emotion. Like, the character singing has the most emotion. Like, sometimes he just really emphasizes, like, he goes, other than this mess that I am, and you can tell that, like, on stage, he's got to be, like, really crying his heart out. Like, it is so hard to listen to without getting choked up. Like, I always get chill bumps every time that I hear it because, well, then there's this callback to waving through a window towards the end, and it's just, you will never slam on that brake. Do not slam on that brake. Alright, so 8 is, if I could tell her everything I see, if I could tell her. Because it's so sweet. I like If I Could Tell Her much more than I like Only Us, because I like the idea that he's trying to describe to a girl what his, I feel bad saying imaginary friend, but pretty much his imaginary friend said about the girl. Like, it's a weird concept, but it works so well. And then sometimes it's comedic, and then he gets choked up on words like, he thought you looked really pretty, or you looked pretty cool, and it's just, it's great. It's great. Number 7, Disappear. So this is, ironically enough, this kind of disappears when you look at the entire soundtrack because it comes right before another song, You Will Be Found, which is what the musical is trying to pitch to you as, like, the title song. And I just feel like it's overshadowed, like, very easily because that song and You Will Be Found have almost the exact same message and pretty much mean the same thing and are just very similar with the characters that are in it, except the only difference is that in Disappear, he's, like, telling a few people, and then in You Will Be Found, he's telling a lot of people. Like, there's a very, very small difference. So, it just feels overshadowed. Number 6 is, anybody have a map? Anybody maybe happen to know how to do this? It's very catchy, but what I really love about it is I love the storytelling because you could have been, like, reading or watching a movie or watching a TV show, and the way that they do exposition is they just kind of shove it in your mouth, like, shove it in your face. They kind of just tell you who the characters are, they tell you where you are, they tell you the families, and they really don't set it up in a, like, smarter way. Like, it's not, like, a smart way to set up everyone. But Anybody Have a Map, they open it with a song, and they introduce both families, like, and their struggles, and it's just like, oh, so good. Oh, so good. Number 5 is Good For You. Good for you. You. So Good For You, I think, should be number 5 because it's the only example of anger. Like, all the songs are really sad, or they are, like, just sad, pretty much. Always sad. There's not many other emotions that are conveyed through the songs. The entire musical, there's this lie building, and then this is when Good For You is when it just comes down on Evan. Like, he's stop saying like. It comes down on him, and it's just crazy for him. Number 4 is For Forever. Number 4, For Forever. For Forever. I think it's the most emotional song, and especially in the context of the musical, when you actually look at it and you understand that it's a lie, it becomes even more emotional and crazy for you to take, it's hard to listen to. The way that he makes up this friendship that he had with Connor, but this day in specifics where he imagines himself, like, climbing a tree and, like, really having a close relationship with Connor, but he never did, and that's what makes it so sad. Number 3 is Waving Through a Window. I think all the songs on the album have a climax. Like, all of them are building up and then finish with this thing where, like, everyone is singing and the ensemble's pitching in, and it's crazy. But number 3, Waving Through a Window, I think has the best example of that because the finisher is just like, on the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more? And when you're listening to it, you're just like, goosebumps on literally every song in this album, but especially the ending of Waving Through a Window. Like, you jam out so hard, you jam out so hard. Number 2 is You Will Be Found, so let the sun come streaming in. So this one is just like, it makes you feel good, bro. It's the most inspiring, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. And it makes you feel so good inside. Like, I've never been the kind of person to cry over a song, but when I am crying, I will listen to this song. It makes me feel so much better. Alright, number 1, drum roll. Number 1 was Sincerely Me. Okay, so this is it's very comedic, which I love that. It is so funny. It's got a kind of middle school boy humor going for it, but it just makes it so great. It's so funny. And it's also by far the most lighthearted song in the entire, like, album. It makes you feel, like, happy listening to it. Like, even though the song is technically a lie, when you're hearing it, you want to jam out. Like, it makes you happy to be hearing it. And I don't know, it's a hard one to explain, but compared to every other song on the album, all the songs are slow and methodical and sad, and this one's just like, Dear Evan Hansen, we've been way too out of touch. And certainly the one I remember the most, and I've always liked this song the most out of any song in Dear Evan Hansen, so I guess that concludes our list. So if you guys enjoyed this video, tell me in the comments if you like Dear Evan Hansen, if you listen to it, and tell me what other musicals I should do rankings of. And like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. So, see you guys real soon.